3, 2, 1.
Boom, and welcome to the Big Honker Podcast. I'm Jeff Stanfield.
I'm Andy Shaver. Welcome to the Big Honker Podcast.
We're on video now, huh?
Who's this brought to you by, did you say?
No, not yet. I 6'2", by Boss Shot Shells. Good friends Brandon Surecki.
Only takes one.
And Lee Chose. And Meg at the shop.
Only takes one.
That's right, it does. And it'll knock the piss out of them.
We've got a bunch of boss back at the house, don't we?
I think so. I saw something just come up on the door camera. It showed some stuff coming to the house, so I think it was Boss.
Mom didn't tell you what it was?
I didn't ask. Because then we get into a long discussion about other stuff that I really don't want to talk about.
Big debate tonight.
Who's debating tonight? Tonight Harris and them?
Tonight is Camel Toe, and
I'm not watching it.
you're not going to watch it?
Told you last week I'm not watching the next debates. I know who I'm voting for. I'm not getting into all that shit. I'm so tired of this crap. I'm sick of everything. I'm tired of the whole. I'm like most Americans. I'm sick of it. I know who I'm voting for. Trump's going to win this election, and he's going to win it probably in a landslide. They lied to you. I mean, I guess NBC did a town hall meeting last night. It was all rigged. I think the media. I know the media. They bullshit lie to everybody. But people in America need to stop supporting anybody that advertises at a local media. ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, any of them. Stop buying shit from them. Tell them, say, listen, if you're going to support them, I'm not buying stuff for you no more. Because that's why they do it. They got us by the balls. And if Americans would stand up, they quit doing that shit.
Goodness.
I'm sick of it. I'm telling you, I get so tired of the same shit every day from the same liars in Washington, D.C. and in New York City. I mean, just
So you're not going to watch it at all? Tonight's going to be
No.
professional.
No, it's not.
Yes, it will be, too.
No.
Pence is going to drag her.
You talk about that, but yes, I'm not going to watch it. I saw where she wants her to have a plexiglass shield built around her ass.
What's wrong with that?
She wants a splatter shield. I bet she didn't want Willie Brown to use one.
but what's wrong with that? If they wanted a partition of plexiglass, I don't see anything wrong
Pence
with it.
told her to knock herself out. They don't care.
should.
I don't give two shits.
He's going to take her to the deep water on policy.
She has no policy.
That's why tonight's going to be way more professional. It's not going to be the shouting match that it was last week.
That part I will agree with you. They're both litigators. Or I don't know if Pence is an attorney or not. She's an attorney. She's a sharp lady. I mean, she sucked her way to the top, but she's a smart woman.
First episode on YouTube, you're going to try to get us kicked off?
No, I didn't say nothing bad. What did I say that was wrong?
Goodness.
Did I lie?
I don't know that it's the truth. This goes back to that truth and a lie. I can't tell you that it's the truth.
I think it's the truth, and I don't think it's a lie. Anyways, I'm not a fan of hers at all. I think she's a hypocrite. It scares me to think that she could end up being president, because if he wins, she will become president. His dumb ass won't know if he's shitting in his pants or making a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. He's dumber than hell.
Shit.
So, what about California now? California is proposing now that you have to wear a mask between bites of food while you're eating at a restaurant. So now, if you're waiting in line for 3 hours to eat at Red Lobster, it's going to be a 7-hour wait. Can you imagine having to make your kids put a mask on between bites?
Jesse took. I'm telling you what. If this is not the corona, I don't know what is. I'm finally coming off of it. Jesse took the kids to a local museum around here, and they made all the little kids wear a mask. Jameson just barely got grandfathered in. How are you going to keep a mask on a 2-year-old?
Oh,
I don't know.
I don't get it. I don't understand it. I'll wear a mask to comply. You know, the mask, no mask deal. For some reason, the Democrats are all worried about life now. They don't give a shit about aborting a 9-month-old baby, but by gosh, we're going to wear a mask. And I don't understand all of that. I think you should take it on your own. I think if a mask works, if you're wearing a mask, it wouldn't matter what everybody else is doing.
Right.
You know, you don't go around touching people. You don't do stuff. I still shake hands with people. It's a habit.
I think I'm going to take a page out of Trump's book and just not.
I shook hands in the office this weekend with guys that come in. It's a habit.
I understand.
I mean, I don't care if some guy says, "Hey, I don't want to shake your hands." I'm not going to be. My feelings aren't going to be hurt by it. But we have gotten to a place where we have gotten so far to the left on stupid shit. And I'm not saying that shaking hands and stuff's stupid, and I'm not saying wearing a mask is not a good thing. Doctors have been wearing them forever. But I think we've gone way too far to push a political agenda. And, you know, the big conspiracy theory now is that Trump and them were infected when they tested them all at the Cleveland Clinic.
What does that mean?
The first debate was at the Cleveland Clinic, and they did swabs on all of them, and all of his staff have gotten sick.
They're saying that they were infected
They think that they were given infected swabs to test them with.
Oh.
That's what everybody's thinking now. Of course, it's conspiracy theory. Who knows? But it's funny how they're the only ones that have come out of that deal sick, and none of the Democrats are sick. All Republican senators, everything. Right about time we're going to vote on a Supreme Court justice.
Right.
I mean, it's come out today, breaking news, I don't know how breaking it is, that Obama knew that Hillary was using the Russian collusion deal to keep people off of her email stuff. And he knew about it the whole time. He should go to prison. He won't ever go to prison, but he should. And we know he'll never go to prison. But that's how crooked and deep this shit runs.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know. What do you think is gonna what's your prediction on this election, you think? What do you think is gonna happen?
I think Trump wins in a landslide. I think he wins bigger than he did in 2016.
Do you think he wins California or New York? Because I've seen two deals that have them both. I don't think so either.
No, won't happen.
I don't think so, but I think it'll be a lot closer than people think.
It could be, but I mean, no.
I think he loses.
He's going to lose both.
I think he loses Washington, Oregon, and California, and probably Colorado.
I don't know.
And he'll lose Illinois, and he will lose the little upper the northeast little section from New York City, Connecticut, all the way up to that area. And then Maine he'll split, because I think that's going them screwed up deals where half the state is one and half the state's another for their 2 electoral votes or 3, however that's split up. And I think everything else is Trump's.
But I think he wins again.
Oh, I do too. Boy, can you imagine the pissing and moaning going on then? Whew. Or imagine if he lost. Do you think he's going to go away?
Yes.
You do think he does if he lost? You think he'll just fade away?
Absolutely.
I don't think he'll try to not stay in office. I just think he'll be a thorn in their side if he loses.
I think he'll definitely be beating the drum of rigged election.
Yeah, that and everything they do.
I think there will be a peaceful transfer of power.
That part, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is,
he's not going to stop tweeting.
No, that's what I mean.
No way.
He's going to be a pain in their ass.
Yeah, every policy that Joe Biden passes, Trump will tweet about it. It'll be anarchy.
If Trump wins, we're going to have some problems with the left a little bit, that Antifa shit. But I think we're going to nip that in the bud pretty fast, because I think a president with a lame duck president is going to nip a lot of executive orders on that bullshit, not put up with nothing. I think that if the Democrats win, I think we will have mass civil disruptions from people that have never caused problems before that have it. When they start going up on taxes and bullshit, I think it's going to be the end of it.
You sent me a text message? Huh?
Tony what?
Oh.
Tony is for what? Did you tell him we're doing a podcast? My brother's an idiot. I'm telling you that right now on video. Sometimes my brother's an idiot. Well, tell him we're doing a podcast. I guess he thinks we do this for fun. Every day. Does anything amaze you?
We finally get rid of a Coke machine. After having a Coke machine sitting on our porch for 15 years.
Yeah, and we hadn't used it in the last 5 years.
I don't want to insult this guy, but finally get rid of it. And now Tony gets a new Coke machine.
Tony brings another one. He calls me one day, hey, what do you think about getting a new Coke machine? Well, why? So then we clean off where it's at. And what it does is it's a collector of junk, because people stack shit on it. They lean shit against it. So we got rid of it, and it cleaned it up, and it looks great. And then today, Tony goes, oh, we're getting our Coke machine. I'm like, what? I thought that didn't fall through. So now we got this Coke machine. So we put it in the social room, which is a good place for it. And he's got a cellar drawing 30 bald eagle silhouettes to keep geese off of peanuts till hunting season starts.
Sorry, Trevor Austin sent me a message of they're finishing my calls.
Are they?
Those motherfuckers are slick. They're doing a white collection. They're pretty nice.
What's that mean, white collection?
They do they do ivory, and mine are just gonna be all white.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
are you going to use them all the time, or are you going to hold them back?
Oh no, they're going on the lanyard.
They're going on the lanyard.
Those are workhorses.
What do you do with your old calls that you take off your lanyard? Do you have a place you keep them at the house?
Top of a shelf.
You need to do something with those.
What am I gonna do with them?
Build you a box with them and put them in there.
And then what am I gonna do with them?
Give them to your grandkids one day. Your kids, they'll appreciate that.
I don't know. These are fucking slick though.
You don't appreciate any of the old hunting stuff.
Of course I do. What are you talking about? I wear Filson.
Well, you should appreciate any of the old stuff, like old decoys, anything like that's a collector's. I mean, your calls is going to mean something to your grandkids one day.
Okay.
You should keep
I mean,
them and save them.
I don't throw them away, but I don't do anything special with them.
My dad had an old goose call and duck call, which he was absolutely horrible on, which was old. Nobody can really make an old sound good anyways. An old wooden call, and I'd love to have them, and then a dog ate the damn things one day.
Really?
I mean, they look like splinters all chewed to shit. And I thought, well, but I'd like to have had them nowadays to put up somewhere.
Yeah.
I think it would be interesting to have.
But yeah, I take them off, and I mean that's another thing. I don't change out calls very often, just because it's a pain in the ass to take them off the lanyard. Your paracord swells, and then it doesn't come off as easily. So.
Usually, you just got to cut them off, don't you?
Oh, it's no. Get fucking Leatherman after it and just pry, but they're gonna look good. That lanyard's gonna be slick this year. It's going out today, he told me.
Are you going to be the model for them in their pictures and video?
No.
Trevor, if y'all would do that, that'd make Andy's day. Andy's real big on that because he tries to make everybody else look bad.
Why? Well, what are you talking about?
Andy, you always try to do something, one-up everybody around here. You're like Cool Whip. You always try to top everybody's shit.
I don't understand what that even means.
Cool Whip?
No, I don't understand what you're talking about.
The Scotch in North Dakota.
Okay.
I
thought it'd be fun to try.
The beef tartar.
The beef tartar was good.
Yeah, and I tell you what, one guy, that tiger meat, I would do that. They use sirloin.
Oh.
What's wrong with eating sirloin and doing that?
I don't know.
That's basically the same thing as a tartar.
I've been told it was hamburger meat. That's what the guy told me, was that it was hamburger meat.
Corey Burrs has sent a deal that said
I saw the same thing.
sirloin. So would you not try it?
It's the same thing as beef tartar. You want
probably pretty close. I'd agree with that.
The message I got about beef tartar was pick a lean cut of meat that doesn't have a whole lot of fat, and then go from there. A sirloin is basically the same. There's not much fat in it.
Well, the tartar was good. I would if I went to France, I would do the horse meat tartar. I'd like to try it. They say horse meat's really good.
There's a reason that it's illegal over here.
Why is that?
I don't know, but I'm not going to try it.
I think it's illegal because people think of them as riding them and not eating them.
Think of them as pets.
I probably the same reason we don't eat dog here. I mean, a lot of people eat mountain lions that live in they say they're really good, but you don't hear about nobody eating a damn cat. I don't know. They did put a Chinese restaurant in Haskell, and you don't see a lot of stray animals running around, so who knows?
No, there's nothing over there anymore.
They ghosted it. Did y'all get y'all's Chinese food the other night?
Yeah.
Did you? Their electricity was off for a long time, too, over there.
Yeah, she said she had to wait for a while.
We didn't get that offer.
You were in fucking Haskell.
We don't ever get that offer.
You were in Haskell.
Anytime
you met her on the way.
No.
She was going to Haskell, and you met her.
At the hospital, right by y'all's house.
Right.
Yeah, I know. And it's just, we always, anytime we go out to eat or something, we always call, hey, Michelle said, see if Andy and the boys, or Andy and Jesse and the boys want something to eat. We'll call it in. Never call, Bo, they don't ever call for us.
So are we supposed to call when we go order something in town?
No, but if you go out of town, but you call for your in-laws.
She was over there.
Yeah, whatever, Andy.
She was over at their house.
The feelings have been hurt.
She was
already.
over at their house.
The feelings have been hurt.
I had to quarantine, so she took the kids away.
Oh.
And you were in Haskell.
I know.
You were in the same place she was. If you wanted Chinese food, you could have picked it up.
I wanted it. Mom said, no, we don't have time for it. And then we found out y'all are going.
That's y'all's problem. Make time for it.
Invited the in-laws, but not us. That's okay.
Didn't invite the in-laws. She was over at my in-laws.
I'm not used to this video stuff. I feel like I'm on camera right now.
You are on camera right now.
Well, I feel like that. I don't know. It feels different. Not used to it yet.
It shouldn't feel any different.
It feels a whole lot different. During the radio deal, or the podcast thing, it's just a different feel to this thing. So, Let's talk football for a little bit since this is our bullshit podcast for the week. We're going to talk about everything going on in the world.
Is that air conditioner on over there?
It's hotter than hell.
Scorching in here. Are they on, Bo?
So it is hot in here too. What do you think about the Cowboys?
Is
being
the
up?
heater on?
Who the hell would turn the heater on?
I don't fucking know, Jeff. The way things go around here, who knows?
What do you think about the Cowboys being 1-3? Should be 0-4.
Should be 0-4 if Dan Quinn's Falcons don't take a shit and figure out how to play special teams. They'd be 0-4. I figured that they would beat the Browns, but I mean, you said it. You're not shocked.
Does Dallas have the worst defense in football?
It's got to be close. It's got to be close. I mean, they didn't stop anybody.
No. Their offense is overrated, though.
What?
Yeah, hold on. Let me finish this. They had 5 possessions last week where they went 3 and out. If they're that great and stuff, they wouldn't be. I think Dak was 5 for 8 for 53 yards on 5 possessions.
How many points did he get you on fantasy football?
A bunch. He's a great fantasy quarterback because he's on a shitty team and they have to throw the ball to win. Remember when you had Blake Bortles a couple years ago? Yeah. Now, he's a lot better than Blake Bortles, but Blake Bortles was good. Blake Bortles wouldn't have any points till the third quarter.
Right.
And then you'd look up, he'd hit the 300-yard bonus. He'd have a couple of trash touchdowns at the end. They'd get beat every week. That's what Dak Prescott is. Now, Dak is better than Blake Bortles before some Cowboy lover gets all bent out of shape on the deal. But if he was better on those 5 drives in between when it was 14-14 this week, they wouldn't have got beat.
Yeah.
I mean, he threw a couple of interceptions again. Mm-hmm. They're wasting $20 million a year on Zeke.
Yeah.
That's a huge waste of resources. Gosh almighty. And does anybody on their team get paid to make a tackle?
I don't know. They showed that play of Odell where he did the
Yes.
run around. Half the team's fucking jogging.
Aldon Smith's the only one that made an effort to try to tackle him the first
Half
guy.
of them are jogging.
Yeah. They also, their running defense is the worst defense I've ever seen in my entire life.
Mm-hmm. I want to know what they're talking about over there.
Love the Eagle. Eddie the Eagle is what we're going to start calling Tony.
Bo, bring that eagle over here.
You can't do it. It's too big.
What?
Wait till it's a done product so Tony don't look so dumb.
Bring it. He gave the thumbs up. It's over with.
The premises of the whole thing, it works. The last year they quit working after a little bit. I don't know why. We've got some old decoys around here. We just don't paint a bunch of them with fucking look like eagles.
Bring it over here, Bo.
I don't understand the chicken hawk deal.
I'm gonna show my fans on YouTube what we got going on here at the Big Honker Lodge.
Bo, are you gonna bring that over here? You're just gonna stand there with it?
Yes, right now on camera.
Oh yeah, we're laughing. It's like a seagull.
It doesn't matter. It's just gotta get painted. Let me see it. Let me see it. This is it. Right here. So how many of these are we going to make, Tony?
2 dozen.
2 dozen of these?
Yes.
Why don't we just use some decoys we got around here and paint them that way?
We don't have eagle decoys.
We don't have an eagle decoy now that looks more like a raven than it does. That's a cross between a raven and a seagull.
I think a damn goose is going to see that and think, oh shit, he's fixing to eat my ass. All right, Bo, you can come get this.
Yeah.
You're making fun of me. You made fun of me 2 years ago.
2 years ago, they worked for a little bit. They didn't work last year.
You didn't use them right.
How did we use them wrong?
Placement, Jeff. If you get out of the office and hunt with Andy, you know how to place decoys.
We're not trying to decoy them in. We're trying to scare them off.
I mean, that's going to work.
Yeah. Why don't you just do cut-ups of some people and put out there?
They're going to think it's Brewster the Rooster.
Yeah. I'm going on record right now that saying by November 1st they're not working.
When are we putting them out? I did see that they're starting to dig some peanuts around here.
As soon as that geese start getting on our fields, we'll start putting them up.
Your brother.
I'm telling you, I know damn well that my mom slept with someone else. Just can't prove it.
So, like, how do you handle a situation like that
With who?
with Tony? Do you just? I mean, obviously, you just kind of let him run.
It ain't costing me nothing. I mean, costing us some boards.
I don't know. That's it. But
Well, how would you do it with your brother?
I don't know. I mean, I don't want to hurt the guy's feelings.
Well, I'm not worried about his feelings. It's just not worth. You can't tell Tony nothing like you can't tell my dad anything. Or you
Tony and
couldn't.
Ron.
Tony and Ron are exactly alike. So you just let him go with it.
Let him go.
And if it works good, and he can feel good about himself.
You can't throttle back a Ferrari.
No, when it doesn't work, we can make fun of him again. He ain't gonna pay attention to it anyways. So,
Somebody else's fault then if it don't work.
See, so there's the right way, the wrong way, and there's Tony's way.
Yep.
Dad would have been all about this idea, though.
Oh, he'd have loved it.
Oh, he'd have thought, hey, that's my boy.
He'd have loved it.
That's my boy, right? That's the number one son right there.
He would have wanted to paint them too.
Oh, he would have already had him outside doing a test
Drying.
run.
He'd have been drying them outside.
He'd have called me tonight. Hey, what do you come out here and look at this right now? I drive out here at 9:30 at night. Yeah, it looks like a painted up brown and white bird with a white head on it. I think they'll work good. Okay.
He's the one that painted the original full bodies. Where are those full bodies at now? Do we not have the full bodies anymore?
Tony,
I don't think Jeff took care of them after he got them last year.
I didn't get them last year.
Exactly. You don't know where they're at. I don't know.
Tony, who's in charge of decoys and guides?
Hey, and I'm doing a damn good job.
Well, you lost the last ones we had. We had a dozen.
Ed put them somewhere.
No, there you go. Blame it on Ed now. So, anyways, back to the Cowboys situation. The Cowboys have no defense. They've spent all their money on offense. They have spent some money on some defensive guys. Jalen Smith is playing horrible this year. Mm-hmm. The only reason that they'll possibly get in the playoffs is they are maybe in historically the worst division in NFL history ever.
Yeah, they're terrible.
I mean, I remember a couple years ago when Indy wasn't any good and Houston wasn't good, and I think somebody was 7-9 got in the playoffs one time. And I think
probably what you're going to see this year.
And I think Seattle got in one year at 7-9 when the 49ers and the Cardinals and they all sucked in the Rams. But man, Dallas is. Dallas has 6 games against New York, Philly, and Washington, and they should go 5-1 in that. Well, right now they're 1-3, so that would put them at 6-4. They're going to lose to Baltimore and Pittsburgh. I think that's 6-6. So it comes down to the next 4 games, and I think they play Cincinnati, and the way Cincinnati can move the ball offensively, I wouldn't be shocked at all if they beat Dallas. I'm trying to think who else is in that division. It's Pittsburgh, Baltimore.
I'm looking up their next games. So they got the Giants.
Okay.
At home. I'm going to say that should be a win.
That's 2-3.
Cardinals at home.
I think they lose that game because Kyler Murray and them can score some points. That's 3-3, and they can get after you on defense a little bit.
Washington.
That's 4-3.
Eagles in Philly.
They're going to lose once to Philly this year either way, so 4-4 we'll say.
Steelers.
That's 4-5.
At Jerry World.
That's 4-5. I don't care.
Vikings at Vikings.
I don't know that. It depends which Kirk Cousins you
terrible.
Get. He is, but fucking so is Dallas's defense.
Then they get the football team at home.
Okay, that if they win both of them, they're 5-5, or 4-6, 5-6, 6-6 right there.
Ravens at Baltimore.
6-7.
Bengals at Cincy.
I think they're going to lose that game just because if Joe Burrow's still healthy, they're going to lose that game because they got too many. It might be 56-54. That's 6-8.
Niners at home.
Oof.
Depends on what fucking Niners show up.
Yeah, that's right.
Niners have been terrible.
Let's say they win that game at 7-8. Who they finish the year with?
They got 2 to go.
Okay, then I was messed up on the deal. Who they got left?
Eagles and the Giants.
See that, and that's their saving grace. I think they end up at. I think 8-8 is what they're going to end up being. I really do, and that's going to be their 5-1 in their division. They suck. They really do. You know, between the University of Texas, Texas Tech, Oklahoma, and Dallas, I think there's 3 wins. Texas is just as bad. That coach is gone.
Yeah,
they're going to fire his ass when the season's over.
What
Herman.
is it? Tom Herman.
Yeah, big rumor out of Austin is what Urban Meyer's going to be the coach.
I'm surprised that the Falcons have held on to Dan Quinn. I thought he was a goner.
Who are you going to fire right now? Like Bill O'Brien, what did you gain by that?
Now, is Bill O'Brien still on the Texans staff?
No. He's gone.
Because somebody said that they think Bill O'Brien will still call the plays.
No, he's gone. They fired him. Romeo Crennel's the head coach now.
That's what I thought, too.
Yeah, no.
But is Bill O'Brien a coordinator now?
No, I don't think so. I think he's gone. Why would you keep him? That'd be dumb. But he has ruined that franchise. They're 3 years from catching back up from all the shit he done. Best thing they could probably do would be to trade Deshaun Watson.
That's
and
your
start
fucking
over.
answer to everything.
And start over.
Get rid of Rodgers. Get rid of Roethlisberger. Get rid of Manning. That's your answer to everything.
Manning's retired. No, I'm talking about they're not going to win right now with Deshaun Watson. It ain't his fault. He's the only asset they have that they could get a bunch of stuff
So
for.
why would you get rid of him?
You're not going to win with him for 3 years, and then he's going to get out of his contract and go somewhere else anyways, probably. He's probably going to be sick of it.
I don't know.
I'm just.
I wouldn't trade away the face of my franchise.
Well, they're in a bad spot. They don't have a lot.
Fuck yeah, they are.
I mean, he's fucked them big time on this deal. So
I don't know why would you give your coach the general manager?
I would
position?
not. I wouldn't do that. Also, the owner shouldn't be the general manager, but he's actually done pretty good so far, Jerry Jones. He's overpaid on a bunch of players, but they're doing a really good job draft picks. One thing about the NFL today, though, you can go out and you can draft players. And you can't, I mean, not draft players, you can go out and sign free agents. And that changes the whole thing. So the Texans can go out and sign some players. Will Fuller's a good wide receiver. I don't think David Johnson's a bad back. I think they need some offensive line help. I don't know what they really got on defense anymore. The players didn't want Earl Thomas. They were going to sign him, and they said, hell no. I guess he's a cancer big time.
They want Skip Bayless was wanting Cowboys to go get him. That's just what Cowboys need is a fucking tumor.
Yeah, they've got enough of them already. I don't think Dallas has any personal problem. Dallas's problem is
they got no heart.
No, they have no heart at all. Their offensive line, which was their stable for a long time, is old and broken now. They can't run the ball like they used to. When Dak's first year in the NFL, they could run the ball at 5 yards a clip, about like Cleveland looked like last week.
Yeah.
And then they could play action pass him to death. And it made them a lot of easy passes and stuff. Well, they can't do that now. That's what Indy is right now. Indy can run the ball. Baltimore's the same way with what's his name.
And you see, that's his kryptonite. If he can't run the ball, he's not.
They're in trouble.
Lamar Jackson is not near as good.
No. Lamar Jackson's not a Super Bowl quarterback. He hadn't won a playoff game yet.
Yeah, but I'm not going to go as far out to say that he'll never be there.
I don't think he will.
I wonder if that's why Tom left the AFC.
Because he couldn't beat Patrick Mahomes?
And Lamar Jackson. I wonder if he saw the writing on the wall and said it's between the Chiefs and the Ravens.
If Tom Brady was at New England right now,
we got more fucking bugs in this place.
They would have won the game last night.
I think so.
If Tom Brady was quarterback last night, New England would have beat Kansas City.
I think even if Cam was quarterbacking, they would have beat Kansas City last night.
Yeah. Belichick's a very good coach.
It was a fuck up on Brian Hoyer's part, and they'd have been tied up going into halftime.
Yeah, Brian Hoyer
He took a sack at a terrible time. So you kick a field goal, it's tied up. I think even with Cam, they win the game.
Belichick's a coach.
He is.
He's a damn good coach.
I mean, they were in it until the fourth quarter.
And he's going to give Boston fits. He's going to know how to play Josh Allen.
Buffalo?
Yeah, I mean Buffalo. He's going to give Buffalo a game because he knows how to coach against Josh Allen. Josh Allen is getting to be a better quarterback than Lamar Jackson. But they're a lot alike.
I think Josh Allen, I think, is more well-rounded.
Yes, he is. And the people in Baltimore are like, oh, shit. Well, it's true. I mean, the reason these quarterbacks have won, name a running quarterback that's won a Super Bowl.
Steve Young.
He was a quarterback, though. He was a modern day. He was so much better than Lamar Jackson's ever been.
Throwing the ball?
Oh, yeah. He was freaking stud. He's Pat Mahomes almost good throwing the ball. He's just a damn good athlete. He was the best running back also.
A running quarterback.
Yep. Michael Vick couldn't get it done.
No, Michael Vick didn't get it done.
Who's the best running quarterback we've ever had?
Michael Vick.
Yes, easily. Donovan McNabb was a really good quarterback.
Yeah, but he was known for having a big arm too, though.
But he also could run the ball. He was a dual threat quarterback, but he couldn't get it done. There's not been one.
No.
Russell Wilson is a running quarterback, but he's a thrower. He's a quarterback. He's a thrower more than he's a runner.
Yeah.
But just a pure guy that's going to get back there and run that offense has not won a Super Bowl. And I think you're going to find somebody that matches up well with you on defense, and you're going to have to beat him by throwing the ball, and he can't do it.
I tell you who's way better than I thought they were going to be.
Who's that?
And that is my Green Bay Packers.
They have a really solid football team.
I don't know. I mean, I was down on them. After the draft, I thought 8-8, if we're lucky.
Oh, you were whiny.
4-0.
And they
Now,
look good. They're dominating teams, too.
The Falcons, I don't know what's wrong with them. They got superstars all over.
The Falcons.
They should fucking be winning
Well,
games.
Julio's not hurt. Julio and Calvin
Julio's
Ridley
hurt.
being hurt is hurting them. They should have beat Dallas, and they should have beat Chicago. They should be 2-2 right now. They're not that bad a football team. They gave up big wins in both of those games in the last seconds to lose a game. The Packers are solid on defense. They can run the ball. They run right at you. Aaron Jones is one of the top 5 running backs in the deal. Aaron Rodgers is Tom Brady 5 years ago, playing with absolutely nobody at receiver, but he is so freaking good.
Oh, and he's pissed.
And he's good.
He is like Michael Myers on a fucking revenge tour. He is pissed.
I listened to a guy on sports radio last night, and he said that he goes, well, and then Aaron Rodgers, this will be his last year. He's going to show him. Aaron Rodgers, and they're not getting rid of Aaron Rodgers this year.
No.
They're going to have 2 more years of him. Then they'll see if this kid can bring in and see if he's any good. But they're not getting rid of him.
They got the Bucks, so they got a bye this week, and then they got the Bucks in Tampa Bay. Brady has looked like he's 43 and on a new football team.
Well, this last game he didn't.
Did you watch the first half?
No, I did not.
He looked like dog shit.
Did he in the second half? He done better.
They said, I didn't watch the game, but they said he flipped a switch, and it was his to win.
When you got Chris Godwin,
he was down, I think 27-3 or something like that.
I didn't watch the game.
Oh, I didn't
When you've got Chris Godwin, now he's hurt, and that's hurting them right now. But when you got Chris Godwin and you've got Mike Evans, you should be throwing the ball. It's kind of like Matt Ryan.
Yeah.
There's no excuse to not be. That arguably Tampa Bay's got the best 2 receivers in football.
Sure.
Now, Atlanta's got to can say they have also, and a lot of teams have 2 really good receivers, except the Green Bay Packers don't. Yeah. They've got one guy that's a great receiver, and they got everybody else.
Yeah. So anyway, I think that they win. I think especially having a bye is going to help them prepare for Tom Brady. I think that's a win. Then they have the Texans at Houston. The way the Texans are playing, I think that's a win for Green Bay also. Then they got the Vikings at home. They've already beat them once. They got the Niners on the road. Depends on which
San
Niners
Francisco
you see.
without Boza and the other defensive end, they're not. Last year, San Francisco could just pummel you with their defense, and Trent Williams was a really good pickup addition for them. But Jimmy G's just not that good. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, Debo makes them a lot better, and that Ayuk kid is a hell of an athlete.
So, I mean,
so who knows?
I don't know. The Niners are getting healthy. They like you said, they're getting receiver help. Mostert's going to be back by then, so the running backs will be healthy.
But their defense is down. You can't lose a Bosa. It's kind of like a Denver losing Von Miller. You don't lose a player like that and be as good as you were before.
So I don't know. I mean, they're either going to lose to Tampa or they're going to lose to the Niners. So I'll just say they lose to the Niners. Then they got Jacksonville at home. Not Packers are going to win that one. They got Indianapolis on the road. Indy's got a good defense.
Indy has a good football team. They really do. If Phillip Rivers won't fuck up,
yeah,
they'd be undefeated if he wasn't a bonehead.
So I could see them losing that one. Then they got the Bears at home. I think the Bears are the Bears. Packers win that one. Eagles at home. Wentz has been awful. No offensive line. Packers can sack them.
Well, he's going to have his lineman back, and he's going to have Alshon Jeffrey back, and he's going to have Deshaun Jackson back, and he's going to have that Rager kid back. And that's going to make them a lot better.
Sure. If he can keep the line off of them and get time to throw, then it could be a game.
Yeah, the people that are like, well, they got to get rid of Wentz. Wentz is not the problem. It's
throwing
their
from
line.
his ass every time.
I mean, if you put Wentz behind Indianapolis's line,
right?
Shit, he's gold. Or the Packers line right now. He's going through the same thing the Packers did a couple of years ago when everybody was hurt.
Right.
And Aaron Rodgers was in the same boat.
And then you got Detroit at home. I don't see why they'd lose that one. And then you got you got Detroit in Detroit.
They're 13-3 when the season's over again, probably.
They got Carolina at home. They got Tennessee at home, and then they close out the year Bears on the road.
If after 4 weeks, NFL season's 25% over right now, I'm still sticking with I picked the Chiefs and the Saints, I think. And
you're wrong. On the
I don't
Saints.
think the Saints are going to be it.
I think Drew Brees' window has slam shut.
I think it's going to be the Chiefs and probably Seattle now. And I still say my dark horse team is Buffalo. If I had to pick a third team,
They're good.
they have a really good. They got a great defense.
They're good.
A really good defense. And COVID's going to play a big factor in football the rest of the year, though. We're going to have, I saw a deal today. If Pittsburgh and Tennessee, what are they going to do if they miss another week of not playing somewhere and they don't know what they're going to do? The NFL hasn't released what will happen. I saw where no more Patriots have been tested positive, that Cam's the only one that's got it. He's asymptomatic. And they said that if he tests negative on Thursday and Friday or Friday and Saturday, he can play football Sunday.
Really?
Yeah, and that's good for.
I bet I play Blake too.
Do you play Blake this week?
I'm sure I will. He's going to get a fucking healthy team, and I'm down 2 quarterbacks.
Well, you guys are at the bottom. I don't really worry about all y'all right now.
I don't understand how I'm not falling in the rankings more. I've fucking gone 2 and 4 the last 2 weeks, and I'm still right there.
Right where?
Like 5th or 6th.
Oh, where am I at?
You're at number 1.
Okay. And where's my other team?
I don't know.
Number 2. 1 and 2. You know why? Because of quarterback play. That's it.
Yeah, it's not because you're well-rounded.
Well, what's wrong with my team?
You're top-heavy.
On quarterbacks. That's why I took them. They're the biggest point producers.
I'm 6th.
I also have very good wide receivers, but I've Chris Godwin being hurt has really hurt me, and Kenny Golladay earlier in the year hurt me. Both really good. Running backs are the hardest thing, man, in our league. It's horrible. And I'm sure everybody's league's the same way. Man, you got teams where you got all the starters are out, or a lot of them are out, and then a lot of the guys that were supposed to be the subs, they're out. You know, Austin Ekeler deal's a big thing. And his funniest guy in our league just traded for him on a bullshit trade. I thought, did you think that was a one-sided trade?
Yeah, he sent him Austin Ekeler for Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
A quarterback that might not still have the job when Tartar comes back for a starting running back.
Looking more and more like he's probably going to have the job, but still, I would.
Yeah.
He had Joe Burrow. If I was trading Austin Ekeler, I would have went and got Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have traded for Herbert or Haybear or however the hell he says it. But he lost Austin Ekeler after one series or two.
So karma's a bitch.
Yep. And that's going to be an interesting deal. San Diego's another one. I heard them today talking about firing their coach. Why would you fire their coach? Half their defense has been hurt.
Yeah.
These guys pull these coaches like Dan Quinn. I wouldn't fire Atlanta's coach. I'd let him coach the rest of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a lot of talent there. They've had a lot of injuries too, but they could put a run together of 8 or 10 games and be right in the middle of the play. We get an extra playoff berth this year.
Right.
What hurts them is they lost to Dallas because that might be who they're battling for the last playoff spot. But Dallas is going to probably win their division at 7 and 8. Somebody's going to get in the playoffs as a wild card team with a 8 and 7 record. Mm-hmm. Arizona don't look like they're near as good as they're going to be.
No. Seattle
and San Francisco. New Orleans and Tampa Bay. I just don't know what's going to happen. New Orleans has been just tore up with injuries also. You know, Michael Thomas, you lose a guy like that hurts. Mm-hmm. You know, football, did you see, I know you watched the NBA last night, right? Did you say their ratings last night? I guess they had a game last night. I didn't even know they had a game. And they said it was the lowest ratings in the history.
But they also went up against 2 NFL games.
Of course. But still, that's the lowest rating ever. And maybe it was Sunday night's game. I don't know. I don't pay no attention to fucking basketball. I could give 2 shits if they ever play again. But I'm telling you, the get woke movement will get you broke. Because that's what's happening. If you're into that get woke stuff and you want to force feed Black Lives Matter and all that other bullshit down your throat, you're going to pay for it.
Get woke, get broke. Zach's wanting to know what calls I'm getting from Pacific. Don't fucking worry about it. Yeah. That's what calls I'm getting. How does he even know that I'm getting shit?
I don't have a clue.
He messaged me. What's Trevor sending you?
Maybe Trevor put it on Instagram or something. I don't know. That's your brother, your little brother. He looks up to you.
Yeah.
We're going to ask you, with weather, gosh, we need some weather.
It's hot.
Even all the way to Dakotas.
Falks is going to South Dakota on the 16th.
Well, I hope they have a front between now and then.
They do. I looked up. I didn't look up for theirs, but Minot. Let me see.
It ain't much of a front.
75 on Saturday and then 57 on Monday.
That's not much of a front.
Yeah, but it's at least something.
Yeah,
and then 48 for the high on Thursday. So
that's what we need, the 40s and 30s. It's time. I mean, they've had snow close to this time of year.
I mean, it is what it is. It'll be here when it gets here. Maybe it's saving itself for all at once.
You
Just
don't want my prediction on that.
Be a big one. What's your prediction?
I don't think we're going to have much winter this year.
It's October. It's the first part of October.
That's right. I'm just telling you that I don't think we're going to have, from what I've read and looked up and stuff, it doesn't show much activity for the cold weather. I hope the Farmer's Almanac's right. But I just do not
I don't
see.
think, has that ever been right?
No, not that I know of. May 1938. I just don't think they're going to have much winter. I think back in the day it was easy to predict because we had winters every year. You know, you knew on December 7th it was going to be colder than shit. And you knew on December 25th it was going to be cold. And so they just put stuff in there and it was, they're only off for 2 or 3 days. Well, it's because it's cold all the time. We don't have cold weather no more like we used to. The long-term forecast that I'm seeing and stuff just doesn't, all we're getting is hurricanes that hit Louisiana. And them poor suckers are going to get another one.
Not even Louisiana. New Orleans only. Like the eye is going right for fucking New Orleans.
This one's going to hit New Orleans. The other ones have been west of New Orleans. Like Lake Charles and stuff. They got hit the other day, hammered bad. It's just crazy. That's one after another. It's every week, every 10 days. We just had a bunch of coon asses up here this weekend. And a couple of them lost everything they have.
Except they got leveled.
You know, one guy had just a swimming pool left, and that was it.
Yeah.
And I feel so, and you know what? Their attitude was great.
Yeah.
And you know something else I've noticed this year with hunting? Our dove season has been hit and miss. We've had some really good days, and we've had some really slow days. And a lot of it's this stagnant weather we had, I think. Just the way it's been. But the people are so happy to not be at home wearing a fucking mask.
Yeah.
They're just excited to be out and hunting and stuff. Have you noticed that?
Yep.
Everybody's just happy, you know? They're not wearing a mask. They're not being quarantined. They're not. It's been really good for that.
They're appreciative.
A lot of people's being spoiled. I think everybody when everybody got locked up for a while, they realized how much freedoms that we've had that we got taken away from us again. Mm-hmm. I mean, I made a call today. I called 2 places that me and Mom are going up east on vacation, and I called to make sure they're open. They're like, yeah, just bring a mask. But yeah, you're welcome to. We have dining inside and outside, and I was happy to hear that.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that we'll be able to go do what we want to do.
I don't know.
Well, we will find out.
But yeah, I think a lot of guys, they saw, you know, you shut everything down, you stay at your house, and then they thought, oh fuck, maybe a slow dove hunt isn't the end of the world.
That's right, and it's not.
I mean, when you put things in perspective like that, it's not that big of a deal. But hopefully that trend carries on all hunting season, and guys realize that, you know, this is a luxury to be able to come out here with your friends or your family, see the sunrise, you know, watch birds work, and then
we take for granted too many things that we have in the world. Everybody does. I mean, it's just the way we are. People overseas don't, a lot of them, because they don't have shit.
Right.
But the people that live in America, we are very spoiled from drinking our oat soy milk lattes, whatever the hell it is, or whatever it is. We're lucky. And it hasn't been that long ago that our country wasn't like that.
Right. So, you know, not even if you're just out hunting, period. You don't have to be with a guide or anything like that, but just enjoy it, man. Just, you know, take a second to really appreciate what it is that you're doing. It's
vote.
not the end of the world. If you have a bad hunt, you have a bad hunt. It's who you spend it with, and get after them the next day.
Go vote and go take your kids hunting or your friends. Man, we don't see near enough kids. This last group had a bunch of kids with them and stuff. And we need more kids hunting, you know. I don't know how you guys leave your kids at home. On our podcast page, we see tons of guys that have pictures with their kids in the spread, and that's what it's about.
Yeah.
Take your kid out and make him enjoy it, you know. Make it fun for him, you know. Don't make it all about killing something. Let him kill one thing as something big. I don't care if you're shooting possums, skunks, squirrels, ducks, deer, dove. It don't matter. Just take a kid hunting. They need to get out and get involved in the outdoors.
That's where I struggle with Reese is I take him and it's my job. So like things have to, you know, I've got to be successful more than I have to have fun.
It's hard to be a dad and be a guide and take your kid to work.
Right. So even on like the teal hunts and everything, you know, it's just Reese, you got to be quiet for a little bit longer. So on one aspect, one hand, he gets to do it more, but it's still like it's structured and it's a job, and when you can't fuck around, and so
He don't get one-on-one time with Dad.
right.
Now, luckily,
So,
you've got a ton of clients that are regulars that have hunted with
yeah.
you forever. They
and I don't
care if you
take
bring
it, and I don't take them with every group. Like
No.
it's got to be the right group. It's got to be the right fit. If there's guys that are just fucking stone cold killers, Reese doesn't go because I can't accommodate both. But I've got guys that are if
He went on the dive bomb hunt a couple of days last year, didn't he?
yeah, but that's early November. That's pretty automatic. So
And it's no pressure.
yeah,
It's not a pressure hunt.
well, it is for me, but every hunt's a pressure hunt for me. But it's got to be the right group. But a lot of guys are like, oh, he must get to go all the time, and he really doesn't because it's work for me.
No, in 3 or 4 years he will. When he can be self-sufficient out
Right.
there, then he will be,
Right.
yes.
But I mean, this is my fucking job. I mean, I can't. Could you take your kid to work and get everything done?
No.
So I mean, it's the same thing for me.
Well, we need more kids hunting. We need to get more into that. We need more Norman Rockwell United States is what we need. And do you know what that means?
No, I have no idea. We need more fucking fly swatters is what we need.
Norman-
This is fucking ridiculous.
Norman Rockwell was an artist in the 20s or 30s and painted Americana. What it looked like. The Saturday Evening Post, I think, was a magazine that come out every Saturday, I guess, that have a drawing or two of his on there, and it was real famous stuff. You can look him up, but that's what we need again in America. There's a flag in the background, a Bible. People did stuff as a family, and we don't do that no more. No. Hunting is one of the few things that you can really do in a private setting with your family that doesn't require electronics. And kids today just don't. They would rather be on the phone than to do anything. Mm-hmm. And I see kids up here that are hunting, but they bring an iPad to dinner every night. That's the normal way it is. Hey, you go sit in a restaurant and you look at families, and everybody's got their own phone and electronic. Nobody talks.
Yeah.
We're guilty of it.
Sure.
Just me and Michelle when we go places. I drive the whole time if we're going somewhere, so when we get there, I like to look at my phone and catch up on what's going on because I've been driving the whole time. I haven't been on Facebook or whatever. I've been driving and looking, but we need to get into that part more in our country. Our society needs that. I don't know what the answer is. I just can't imagine 50 years from now our country being worth a shit the way it's going.
Well, now Zach said he's getting Pacific sending him some stuff.
Well, I guess they are.
He didn't even fucking hunt anymore.
Why are you calling him out on YouTube?
He didn't even hunt anymore. He's getting new guts, a new duck call, and a hoodie.
Well, I guess he is. Zach's got a lot of Democrat in him. Don't you agree?
I don't even know how it comes up. But it's that time of year, though.
Oh, yeah.
Every year,
Yeah.
he swears it off. I'm not even going to fucking go. And then opening day, guess who weasels his way into the blind? Zach Biden Shaver.
But he's a good hunter, though, so I'm
He's
glad to have him in
He's
there.
a very good hunter. But
I tried to get him to commit to guiding some this year.
It's the cycle.
Yep.
It's the cycle. Every year.
And then when hunting
March,
gets tough, where's he at?
He's over it.
Yeah, that's right.
And then about October, about this time of year, every year, when the new catalogs start rolling in, and he's like, maybe a couple days. So, yeah, somehow he's fucking getting some calls from those guys. I don't know why.
Well, I'm glad for him then.
Oh, I'm sure he'll be excited. And then he'll be all gung-ho about it again.
Yeah,
He'll be all for it.
Same thing. Well, he's got. I think he gets out of school November 6th. I think he said. Maybe I got that wrong. I don't know. He's getting out of school here pretty soon. Before long, he'll be graduated. So, anyways,
Shit, they might all be out of school before too long.
we're back to school in Knox City. We had 2-week lull. We're off, but now the surrounding schools around us are going out of school or not going to school.
Yep.
And you said the state can only keep you out of school 5 days now.
That was the guidelines all along, but yeah.
It was 14 days the first time, and then 5 days after
You
that.
can get a waiver, a one-time waiver.
Well, our kids are so screwed up in this. These kids the kids aren't learning nothing because their parents aren't teaching them. Now, I'm not saying to everybody, somebody's going, damn, I'll work all day. I'm sure you do. Kids are not getting taught the way they would if they were in school. It's not the parents' fault, and then you got parents that just don't care.
Yeah.
And that's what's hurting because then the kids whose parents are trying their best, they go to school and they're caught up, and they get to school and then they got to wait for dumb little Johnny who ain't done shit in 2 weeks.
God damn it, Johnny.
You know what's
You
happening.
ignorant little fucker.
You know it. And his mom don't give a shit. She's stripping on Friday and partying on Monday. She ain't going to do it. And that's sad, but that's the way it is. Could you imagine the schools in the inner cities, what it must be like when they're having to do this homeschooling?
Oh, I'm sure it's terrible.
Oh, it's got a clusterfuck.
And I don't know what the big schools are going to do.
I'm going to tell you what's going to happen.
I don't know if the big schools are going to close down like we did, though.
In 4 years from now, we're going to have a bunch of 15-year-old fourth graders. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sad, and it just all the kids have been robbed of a year. And what gets me is people aren't pissed off at China about this.
Yeah.
I mean, why? That's who everybody should be pissed off at. They want to blame it on Trump. Well, shit, Trump didn't bring the sumbitch over here. He loved it so much he went and got it himself. I mean,
I saw something that said even Corona picked Trump over Biden.
Yeah. But, I mean, where is the blame on him? He didn't do shit. He wanted to shut the country down. Everybody bitched about it. It's just amazing how one-sided our damn liberal press is about stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
even just like during the debate, the part that didn't get interrupted, Joe Biden wanted to dock Trump on the economy, but he also wanted to make sure that the economy stayed closed.
Yes.
So, I mean, what do you want? Like, you can't attack Trump for a bad economy when you're also saying out of the other side of your mouth that the economy needs to remain closed.
How can, in all honesty, how can a journalist not want to know about Hunter Biden in China?
Well,
I mean, how is that not something that should be
simple.
brought up? Well, no, we both know why it's not that way.
Right.
But that should be a main problem right now. I mean, that should be a major issue. And then the deal with Obama and them knowing about Hillary doing that should be a problem too.
Yeah.
If it was the other way around, that's all we would hear about.
Sure.
I mean, they tried to tie Trump to Russia, and you've got Biden's tied to China. Mm-hmm. And they just the hypocrisy of it all. All right, we've got an interesting podcast we'll have out on. We got two extra ones or two more later this week. We'll have out. We've got Mario Tomasetti. We're going to talk about Live for the Cure, which was a hunting charity that was set up for a hospital in Chicago. His daughter has cystic fibrosis, and they raised $250,000 for a hospital in Chicago. We'll have him on later this week. And then we're going to have the mayor of Uranus, Missouri, and the Uranus Fudge Company on. And
that's a real thing?
Yes. Oof. And he's got a hell of a website, and his name's Louie, and he's a funny sumbitch, and he's going to be on with us at the end of the week. So that's our podcast for later in the week. We appreciate everybody listening. We'll also have our football pick, and our guest picker this week is going to be Logan Pyatt.
Oh, well, it's just it's all going on.
Yes, it is. I've got everything set up, Andy. You just sit back and do all the work.
Yeah.
And shout out to Andy. This is our first time to do the YouTube. Well, we did a little 10-minute deal, and we're learning a lot. And I'm not as comfortable with this, I can promise you at all. And it's hot in here, and somehow
fucking flies. What the fuck?
And somebody left the door open, I guess, because we have flies in here. It's hot. We got flies in here. And we're learning. But anyways, you've done a good job. I don't know how the fuck you know what's all going on. We got too many buttons to push.
I appreciate it. It's definitely been a learning curve. I was hoping to have this up and running mid-September. It is now closer to mid-October, but we're here.
It took 45 guys at NBC Studios to do what you're doing right now 15 years ago, Clay. So you've done a hell of a job.
And what's bad is, like, the cost on all this, for what all it does, it's not.
Andy, everybody's wanting to get in the podcast business. It costs hundreds of thousands of dollars to do this.
It's huge. But the learning curve has been pretty steep, too. So I don't know how the fuck this is going to look. Hopefully it's looked okay.
Who's your biggest helper on this?
YouTube.
YouTube is where you've gotten all your information
I
from.
had to YouTube, how to get onto YouTube.
Did Fox not know anything about this either?
No.
So you've self-taught yourself on all this?
Yes.
I'm very proud of you. You've done really good.
Well,
and Mom said you're never her smart child. And I think she's wrong.
We'll see how it all looks whenever it gets up there. But it'll get better. And I'm sure we weren't very comfortable when it was just microphones in front of us. So.
No, I listened to our first podcast about a month or two ago. We were horrible.
I would probably not watch this one if that made you uncomfortable.
Oh, it's going to take a month or so to get comfortable with it.
What I like is when we have the guides here sitting across, we'll have all the cameras going. That'll be some good stuff.
Yeah, well, it's just going to take us a while. I'm not comfortable with this because I feel like someone's sitting here watching me all the time, and they are. But it's just going to take a while. It'll become second nature, just like when they're not here, or when the camera's on, it's no big deal.
Right.
But it's a learning thing. We're moving and growing that way. So subscribe to our YouTube channel. And what is our YouTube channel?
It's simple. The Big Honker Podcast. The Big Honker Podcast on YouTube is where you can find us. So, and we'll probably somehow work a giveaway to where if you follow us on YouTube, I don't know, we'll figure something out. Anyway,
We'll
that's
give you a
all I
hot
got.
date with Blake Poppy.
Yeah, exactly. Anything else?
That's about it. Phone's been ringing off the hook. Been busy. Ready for a good hunting season. I've got some Oklahoma dates left in December. I've got a couple. I got 4 days in Oklahoma left in December. Holler at us. We got lots of water up there. We got food. They're planting wheat right now. Should be a good season. Just need that old man winter to come visit us. So look us up at StanfieldHunting.com, 940-658-3172. I do answer my own phones, and I answer my own emails at goose@westex.net. God bless y'all and have a great day.
Be sure, go check out every one of our great sponsors: Stanfield Hunting Outfitters, Gundog Outdoors, Foul Bandits, Dirty Duck Coffee, Dive Bomb Industries, Boss Shot Shell. Specific calls, use the promo code BHP25, save yourself 25%. Lucky Duck, Looking Glass Duck Club, William and Chris Wines, 14 Cattle Company, and the motherfucking Ice Ripper, J2 Outdoors. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Goodbye.